welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 Christmas DIYs using products from the Dollar Tree, as well as a Christmas shop with me of all the new decor pieces that you can decorate your home this season on a budget. I had so much fun crafting these last few days because we actually had our first snow and it was so beautiful and just totally put me in the mood to create lots of ideas for you guys. So next week you'll be seeing the rest of the ideas, so make sure you have that subscribe button hit and the notification bell. It's completely free. It will just let you know anytime I upload a new video, that way you don't miss out on those. And obviously give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy them and are inspired and motivated, and share them with your friends. So with that being said, let's go into the store, do a little bit of Christmas shop, and we'll get started on all these Christmas crafts. So I just wanted to take you through and show you all of the new ornaments that they had, as well as some other decor for doing our Christmas DIYs and decorating our homes. I know for some of you it is a little bit early, but when Dollar Tree sets it out, you need to grab it, otherwise it will be gone. In my last Christmas DIY and shop with me, I shared all the other decor pieces, so if you're interested to see what else they have, check that out. It'll be linked down below. But if you're still in the fall spirit and want to do more fall DIYs and everything, I will leave a couple of videos and playlists linked down below for you to create those fall DIYs on a budget. I don't really do any Halloween decor on my channel, so that's why I go from fall to Christmas. Right when Dollar Tree sets out Christmas stuff, that is when I start going with it. So I hope you guys enjoy this and see all the new items that you can pick up. So there are lots of boxes in the store, and one of the boxes had this flyer on it, and this is all going to be set out within 2 weeks, which is very exciting. Lots of new pieces for us to shop and DIY with. So to start the DIYs, we're going to need a glue gun, metal word, paint color of your choice, and then the wood ornament shape, and then paint brushes. So for this ornament, I decided to use white as the base color, so I'm using Waverly chalk paint here just because it's thicker and it gives a nice good coating. You can do 2 coats if you want to, but 1 is fine. Then I'm going in with this red color here, and this is where you can use whatever color you would like. I love the way the red stands out on this, and I ended up putting like a little small angled stripe about every inch to ½ inch or so, and then just kind of space those out, and then I tried to line up the top lines with the bottom ones the best I could. Now you could use paper for this if you don't want to do this, but I think this is perfect. You don't need any tape. It doesn't have to be exact or anything. It was pretty easy for me to freehand. And I feel like you guys will be able to do this too. Now I'm just taking this stripe and lining up everything, and then I will go back in and connect all of the little stripes, and then I'm kind of curving that stripe over just so I know I get my lines straight on the other side as well. And again, you can use whatever colors you would like. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Mod Podge and some red glitter, and this is optional. I wanted it to just sparkle a little bit more like an ornament would, so I just highlighted every other red line on here with the Mod Podge and the glitter. You can do every one if you want to, it's completely up to you. Then I decided I thought it would be pretty if I added another stripe of red in here just to kind of add a little bit more of a highlight, I don't know, to give it a little bit more dimension to the ornament. This is optional, you don't have to do this, but basically I outline the entire thing and then I go over that strip, a line of Mod Podge, and then you can just use your paintbrush to add the glitter, or you can do it old school and just dump the glitter on there, making sure the rest of your paint is dry obviously first, and then just dump it off. The next step is to take your metal word and glue that down. You can use hot glue, E6000, it's your choice. You can even paint it gold if you wanted to. The next step I actually thought would be really pretty. I know I didn't show you florals in the beginning, but just take a little bit of this green foliage that's frosted, add a little berry to the top, and then I frosted the berries with a little bit of glitter as well. And I love the way this ornament came out. It is so pretty. For this DIY, you are going to want a glue gun, glitter, paint, a foam block, felt that aren't shown, the wood tree and the greenery again, and then the stencil. So I'm starting with white paint as the base. Again, you can use whatever color you would like. Once the paint has dried, I'm going to line up my stencil on the back, just that way I can tell if it's centered or not, and then I'm going to take my brush, and it's actually more of a sponge brush, and then I'm going to dab that into the black paint, dabbing some of it off, and then dab that on the stencil. That way it doesn't bleed through too much. The stencil did bleed through a little bit, but again, it's $1. You can see on the smaller cursive words it bled out a little bit. So to fix that, just make sure it's dry and then go in with the white paint or your base paint, and then go ahead and just outline your letters, fixing them. Then I decided I wanted the wonderful to stand out a little bit more, so I went ahead and went in with Mod Podge and just highlighted the whole word and then put this silver glitter on top of that. Again, you don't have to do this, not everybody's into glitter. I just thought it would be a nice little way to highlight the tree and everything. And then just go ahead and dump that off and let that dry. I'm using that green frosted foliage again, adding 3 sprigs to the top. And now I'm taking a foam block and felt. Dollar Tree now carries this. I will share this with you at the end of the video in the shop with me part, a lot of the new pieces that they have. I'm just putting the felt on and then cutting it off, so that way it just lines up on the block, and then taking my glue gun and gluing that down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I wanted it to be a really cute little stand for it. They also have wood boxes now in Dollar Tree, so just wait for the shop with me part. You'll be really excited to see a lot of the new decor that they have. Once that's covered, I add a little bit of glue to the middle and poke that through, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of that greenery onto the top of the wood block, just so it looks like it's in a forest like a real tree would be. And I add a couple different pieces in. I just cut a couple of the pieces in half and then added them in, and then I'm taking this pine cone as well, and I'm going to add that to the very top because again, it's woodsy and I think that's the perfect addition. So once you get that all in, then you will just glue your sign to the wooden dowel that is there, and I think it is so cute. It is adorable. You can put whatever saying you want. Dollar Tree has 3 different styles of stencils. I just think this is really cute and very neutral, so it could go with any scheme that you're going with this year. For this DIY, you're going to want the star wood shape, a dowel, music paper I found at Michael's, Sharpie, Jenga blocks, glue gun, and Mod Podge, and scissors, and a pencil. So I'm going to start by tracing out the star, and you can do this with any of the wood shapes you want. You're just going to cut out that shape, and again, you can use whatever scrap paper you want. I was not going to try to freehand music sheet, but I thought this was so pretty, and this was like 50 cents at Michael's. Then you're just going to take your Mod Podge and spread that all over the entire star, and then you're going to take your paper and press that on, and super easy, guys. This is the easiest way you can make a craft. No painting involved for you here. The next step was to take these Jenga blocks. They come in a pretty good sized pack, and I'm just gluing them together to make a little platform for the sign. This is optional. You could use a foam block if you don't want to use the Jenga blocks, but the Jenga blocks are found in the kids aisle, so just keep that in mind. Look in the kids toy area for these. And they're just highlighted with a little bit of gold paint on them. So I stack them alternating the way, like just the way you would play Jenga, and then I take the last two and I separate them a little bit, and then I add the top two just a little bit further apart, just wide enough to fit my wooden dowel in between them. The next step is to decide what you would like your sign to say. You could leave it just like this, but I decided to use my pencil and kind of highlight what I wanted it to write, and I decided to write the word Noel, and I was trying to make it so you guys could see it better, and then I ended up not turning the star completely in the middle, so it's actually a little bit off center and crooked. So make sure when you're doing this you're looking at it straight on. I was looking at it curved, and that just did not work out very well. I added some greenery and a wood snowflake that comes from Dollar Tree with a little bit of the red in there, and you can see how it's a little bit crooked. So don't mind me, I made the mistake so you don't have to. For the next project, you're going to want a glue gun, paint, snowflakes, stir sticks, cardboard square, floral stem, and then the wooden sign. I showed you this sign earlier and I made it into pumpkins. We're going to be using this again, and I'm using the sanding block here to remove the glitter on the sign. You can use whatever you like, but I found that that works the best. Make sure all the glitter's gone, and then take some white paint and go ahead and paint the entire sign. And this is going to be a two-sided sign for me. One part's fall, one part's Christmas. Works for me. Once you have two coats on, we're going to move on to making the little hat. I'm using these stir sticks here, and I'm putting one on each side of my piece of cardboard. You can use a piece of wood if you want. I just didn't have one, so I used this. I'm painting it black. You can paint it whatever color you would like, but this is going to be basically his little top hat, so I want to just cover that really well with some black paint. Now I'm going in with a silver paint, and I am just gonna create that snowman shape to the sign, just like we did to the pumpkin sign. That video will be linked down below for you if you want to make the fall pumpkins. But this is a really handy sign to get, and again, I'm not doing too much like I did on the pumpkins, but I'm just highlighting it to give him a little bit of depth to his snowballs, and we can do that, and I do that for each layer. Now you can do whatever color buttons you want, but I wanted mine to look like little coal blocks. So I did a few on the bottom layer, and then I added a few to the middle layer, and then I did a slightly larger coal blocks for his eyeballs, and then I went ahead and made his smile out of coal blocks. You can do whatever you would like. It's your snowman. Be creative. If you don't like this, you can use different colors as well. I mixed a bright orange with white to cream it up a little bit and give him his nose shape. Now I'm taking the scarf, just a little strip of it. You can use whatever material you would like. And then I'm just gluing it down and folding it in half. I felt that that was the appropriate size for it. And then the part that overhangs, you'll just turn your sign over and then just glue that to the back where you can cut it off. I'm not worried about it ruining my sign because I can always add a little touch-up paint if I need to. Now I'm going to cut out two more of the stripes from this scarf, and then I'm just going to make a little three-tiered scarf on the end. That way he stays bundled up and warm. And then also to dress it up, I'm just going to cut a V in the bottom of them, folding it in half and cutting it at an angle. I feel like that just dresses it up a little bit. It's optional, you don't have to do that. The next step was to add a little bit of the scarf to his top hat because I wanted it to have a little bit of color. Dollar Tree has a couple different scarves in the plaid material that you can choose from. I'm just snipping off a little bit of this greenery here to add a little bit to the side of his hat, because we don't want it to be too plain. I wanted to dress him up a little bit. And then once I add that, then I add those little stick-on snowflakes they have. They have them in clear, blue, and I think red at Dollar Tree, and you can put them on however you like and glue them down or use a self-adhesive, kind of showing you a couple different ideas. Now I'm taking that greenery again, I'm adding a little bit to the bottom of it because most snowmen are in the forest, so adding a little pine cone to them just to dress them up a little bit, and then I'm going to add a couple of these stick-on snowflakes in various spots. Now Mr. Snowman has to have some hands and arms, so I'm using the pick from the florals that Dollar Tree has, and I'm just cutting the wires down, and I'm just going to glue them and layer them on so they look like little wooden sticks coming out. And I'm going to make 2 of those. If they get too large, you can always trim them down. It's not a big deal. And then you're going to go in with some black paint and give them a little makeover. You want to make sure your snowman's looking at you when you figure out where you want to place them, but I put them in the middle pumpkin area and I think it turned out good. Add a little bit of glue to the back of the hat, and then I'm taking a little bit of white paint to make Mr. Snowman like he was in a snowstorm. He's got to have snow on him, you know. He is made of snow, and I think he turned out so cute. I love the way he turned out, and I love the fact that I made it out of a pumpkin sign. So I hope that you guys can pick that up at your store and be able to make him. I think he's really cute, and I love the little added sparkle to him and everything. I think he blends in so well. So for the next DIY, was so excited about this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make garland. So you're going to need a glue gun, snowflakes, wire, rope, and the foliage. This is the fern foliage. This is new from Dollar Tree. They didn't carry this last year, and I love this product a lot. It is a little bit messy, but most garlands are for Christmas unless you do real or, you know, all green, no like, you know, flocking on it or anything. Last year I showed you how to make flocked garland, so I'll have that video linked down below if you want to make some out of existing garland that you have. It's really easy. I'm just taking the floral sprig and splitting it in half, and then I'm wiring that on. It's really easy. At first I thought I was going to glue it on, but I didn't find that was necessary. You totally can if you want to. But once you go all the way down the line, I ended up using, I think, 5 sprigs here, and it made a little over 6 feet, I believe. Once you get that done, the next step is to connect the 2 foliage sprigs together, because it tends to want to move on you, and you don't want that, especially for your garland. You want to be able to bend the stems without it like showing all the rope and everything. So it's completely up to you, but I think this is such an easy DIY, and you can make as much or as little as you want, which I think is wonderful, and it doesn't cost but a couple dollars, which garland can be really expensive depending on where you buy it. The next step was to take the wooden snowflakes and add these on. You can do whatever you would like for this. You can paint them, but I really liked the natural wood color with the foliage. I think it was really pretty. So most garlands that you buy have like a little loop at the very end, so I just thought I would make one of those too. You don't have to. You can completely end it right there at the stem if you want to, but in case you need to hang this or attach it somehow, you totally can. But I love the way it turned out. It's so simple. They have tons of different wood ornament shapes that you can hang from it, or you don't have to hang anything at all. Now for this DIY, I'm going to be using similar products, the fern greenery, the glue gun, wreath, and poinsettias. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can make a wreath using these items. I think they're both really pretty. It just depends on what exactly you're looking for. So I'm just tucking these into the grapevine wreath. This is a larger one that Dollar Tree has. They do have a smaller one as well, and they do sell it too in a lighter wood tone as well, so keep your eye out for that. I just kind of fluff them to where they went upwards. You can glue them in or just tie them in like the way I did, and then I'm just gluing the poinsettias in, and it makes for a really simple wreath. I think it would look slightly better if it was on a larger wreath, but anyways, I just thought I'd give you the idea at least. Now for the next wreath, we're doing the same thing, except we're just tucking the ferns into the wreath again, but we're making it into like a spiral motion, so all the leaves are going to be going the same way. That way it looks nice and beautiful, and I love this because it's a really easy project. The small wreath took 3 of the ferns, and then with the 1 set of poinsettias. So for $5 you have a really pretty wreath that you can hang outside your door or in the house on something. I think it's really beautiful, so hopefully you guys can recreate this. Now for the next DIY, you're going to need a glue gun, Mod Podge, glitter, wreath, wire cutters, florals, and the wood word. I'm going to cut my red fern foliage and cut off all the stems, and then do the same thing to the pine cone and cotton stem one. And I mainly want the greenery part to this. It comes with a good amount of greenery. I ended up using, I think, 4 or 5 of these, but you can use the wire ties, the green ones that Dollar Tree carries, and then I just offset them. I made one side shorter and one side larger, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just layering that in, giving it basically that foliage that it needs. And this wreath is much larger, but this came from Walmart for $4.88. It was really inexpensive. It was cheaper than the small one they had. Kind of strange. I'm not sure why that is. Then I'm just layering in the red, alternating it, and that's how it's looking. And then the next step was to take the pine cones and layer that in, and I'm just alternating the areas, as you can see. Some of the sprigs had the red berries, which I liked as addition, and then I added in the cotton stems as well. And I thought it needed a little bit more, so I added in that fern foliage. I had it earlier. I love this stuff. I think this is gonna be my favorite product this year. But I'm just adding that in for another color and add a little bit more depth and foliage to it. But this wreath is really inexpensive. I think all in all is maybe about $7 for me to make, considering if you have the wreath already. You know what I'm saying? But this is how it turns out. It's very simple, but it's definitely traditional Christmas looking, and I love this. And I wanted to show you what it looked like without the word. So here's the basic one, and then with the word I decided to go in with silver and white paint and just paint over the wood lettering. It's optional. You can do whatever color. This would be really pretty in red as well. And then I went in with Mod Podge and glitter, and then highlighted all of the letters with the glitter. Mod Podge locks in the glitter so it doesn't flake off on you, just so you know if you've never tried it. Mod Podge is your best friend. It's wonderful. I love that stuff. So once that dries, then you're just go ahead and insert it into your wreath, and this is the way it turns out. I think it's really beautiful and it's perfect. I love it so much. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing all of these Christmas DIYs from Dollar Tree products. Now I wanted to show you all of their new stuff in the wood decor department at Dollar Tree. It's right near all the kids stuff. And I love the selection that they have. There's so much to craft with. My kids love to paint, and so this is the perfect section, because at other stores this wooden products are really expensive. You can get 10 pieces for $1. You cannot beat that. Wait till you see everything else. I'll slowly roll through it. Lots of new products that we're going to be using, and I'm going to be showing you that in the next DIY video on how to use some of them. So make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss out on that. Give this video a thumbs up. That just really helps me out and lets me know that you're enjoying the videos, but also it helps my video to get out there, which I do appreciate. And I just thank you guys so much for just watching and being here. I love inspiring and motivating you here on my channel. And with that, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the Dollar Tree shop with me, and let me know which Christmas DIY was your favorite, or maybe also your favorite Christmas ornament that they have out or product for this year at Dollar Tree. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.